guys, it's Sharon, and today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this eye look. It's a really quick and easy, flirty, feminine look. I say it's a date look because it's really simple and it's cute, but it's not too in your face because men, I feel like, don't understand makeup. So you don't want to do too much unless you want to do too much because you're super extra, which is fine, be yourself. But this is kind of me right now, so if you're interested in this look, keep watching. I guess I should update you guys on what's new with my life since my last video. I got sick, so I got a cold and it kind of sucked because I was out for like 3 days. I was just blowing my nose every 5 seconds and it was awful. I was like coughing, I had to work, and it was fine. Like I pulled through, but I was just like in zombie mode. I just took like a lot of wellness shots. Like from Equinox, their cold and sinus shot is the best. So I just did that for 3 days and then I got better. Using this palette. After I had that cold, I got my period, and a little backstory, I was on birth control for like 4 or 5 years. You know, when you're a teenager and you hear your friends are like, oh yeah, it helps with acne and it helps with this and like it helps with mood swings, and you just hear all the good things. So you like don't even like look into it, you just like, oh, I'm gonna do that too. So I was on birth control and it was great. Like the first like 3.5 years were great. Like I had no complaints. I had amazing skin. Like my skin was so smooth. I would break out like when I had my period, like a little bit here and there, but not too much, and it was fine. Got off of it like the last year because it was starting to give me really crazy mood swings. Like a week or two before my period, I would just cry for like 2 or 3 days, and I had no reason to cry. Like I would just cry and I was just like sad and I didn't know why. And then I realized, I looked it up, and it had to be my birth control. And so I talked to my doctor and she was like, you should maybe just change it to only taking it like to only getting your period every 3 months so that the symptoms stop. But the symptoms didn't stop, they just like spread out more. Like instead of me crying every month, I would cry like every 3 months. So it wasn't, the problem wasn't going away, it was just changing it to a lesser problem. So then my ex was like, you should just get off of birth control because it's not good, like it can't be good for you. Like he was very like into being healthy, being like overall like natural and stuff. So I was like getting on board with that. I've always been pretty healthy, but I've just become a lot more healthy recently. Like I'm vegan now and all that. He wasn't vegan, but just like a little backstory. To this one now. This palette is from MAC, by the way, and I love it. So I got off of birth control and my skin just got awful. Like I was getting like a lot of texture, and I've just had hormonal acne ever since. Like there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's not what I eat, it's not like what I put on my face. I'm really sensitive to things I put on my face, so I can't use a lot of makeup because a lot of makeup will make me break out even more. But I've just been like super sensitive ever since. And then my period, I started only getting it every 3 months because that's kind of how I had programmed my birth control last. So for the last year, I've only been getting my period like every 3 months, which was amazing. Like I love not getting my period that much. But then I was starting to get worried. I was like, am I not fertile or something? Like, but then this month, right after I got sick, I got my period and I was bleeding so much. Like literally didn't sleep that night that that day that I got my period because I had to change my pad like every 2 hours. If it went over 2 hours, I would have an accident. I literally had to wash my sheets my top sheet like twice because that's just how much I was bleeding. And then I put a tampon in and the pad, and I still had to change it like every 2.5 hours, and so I didn't sleep. I wasn't comfortable. Like, I didn't want to set an alarm for every 2 hours because I kept thinking it's gonna stop being so heavy. And then when I woke up, like, I mean, I didn't really sleep, but once it was like 9 a.m. I was like, okay, it's not getting better. Should I go to the emergency room? Like, I'm freaking out. I've never bled so heavily. Like, I think before the birth control I would bleed a lot, but I just didn't remember it because I remember my mom would complain about me using so many pads. She was like, well, you go through pads so fast, like you're not using them right or something. And so I remember that, and I was like, okay, this might be kind of normal. I'm not really sure. But I texted some of my friends, and I didn't want to text my mom because she's always like, you're not eating right, you're vegan, blah, blah, blah. So honestly, I didn't want to text my mom. And so I texted my friends, and they were like, oh yeah, that's normal. Like, it's usually like that for 1 or 2 days. And I'm like, no, it's not normal. I'm like 5'2". I'm like 90 pounds. Like, I don't know. I don't see how there's any like logical reason as to someone my size should produce that much blood. Like, I literally felt like I could harbor triplets with the amount of blood that I lost. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not worried about being fertile anymore, you know? So it did stop being so heavy, but I had to be on top of it or I would have an accident. Like, it was just consistent, but it like slowed down in consistency. So it was definitely an experience. Now I'm better. Now I'm back and I'm better. So what's new is I went on Tinder. Which is kind of crazy. I know I said I wasn't gonna do dating sites unless I was desperate, but I decided, you know what, I don't have to just be alone and be sad. I can get distracted and just do whatever I want to do. Like, I decided, you know what, I want to go to Coachella. It's like coming up, everyone's gonna go, and I kind of want to go. So I made a Tinder account, and I kind of got the idea because I made a Tinder account and then I saw like that guys were putting that they're looking for girls for their crew for Coachella, and I was like, you know what, perfect. I'm just here the same way. There was guys on Tinder who were like looking for girls for our Coachella crew. I just didn't vibe with them, so I wasn't like trying to force the situation. I'm not like desperate for these tickets, you know. A lot of guys who are like, oh, I'll take you to Coachella, like come over, and like I was like, come over for what? And they're like, well, you want the tickets, don't you? And I'm like, no, I'm not that girl. And so it was kind of funny. I literally went on a date with this guy who said he could take me to Coachella. And I was like, okay, cool. And so he like got pissed because I didn't want to have sex with him. He was like, you're delusional, blah, blah, blah. And so I blocked him from Tinder. And then he like adds me on Instagram, and I'm like, no, blocked. And so then he emails me. He freaking emails me. Like, what a fucking loser, because I wouldn't have sex with you for Coachella tickets. I just ignored the email because I'm like, you obviously just like need someone to have sex with you or something, but whatever, that's not my problem. I'm trying to be a positive person, I only spread positivity, so I'm not gonna get caught up in this negative situation, you know. So I just like ignored it. And he was like, if you go to Coachella, you're an awful person, and you blah blah blah, and if you don't go, then I will laugh. And so I ended up going to Coachella with my friend. We just like drove down for the parties because we didn't have tickets, which was fine. I've never been to Palm Springs, and I loved it because I love the sun. I love just like being in the desert and feeling free, and like the fun of a road trip was amazing. So I had a really good time. And so he emails me again, and he's like, you are low life or whatever. And I'm just like, wow. People are like sad. I feel sorry for him because he probably hates himself. He probably hates his life. He doesn't know how to be good to himself. So he doesn't know how to be good to people, you know? Like, when people are like that, they're like that with themselves, and that's the sad part. So I try to be good to myself. I mean, it's not always easy being good to yourself because there's a lot of life happening, but I try to be good to myself, so I try to be good to others. And I think that's how everyone should be. Like, just more of the story is try to be good to yourself and just forget about other people, like, because other people are having their own struggles, obviously. That was pretty much my week. It's been fun. So I'm pretty much just on dating websites just to like live my life and do whatever I want to do. Like, I highly recommend it. Like, there's people who want to share experiences with you, and if, like, for example, I want to go to Escondido Falls. I've never been, and it's sometimes your friends don't want to do the things you want to do, so maybe just go on a date there, you know? Why not? So that's what I'm doing, and I highly recommend it. People are weird, and just all I can say is be yourself and be true to yourself and just do whatever makes you happy, and as long as you're comfortable, then everything is fine. And if you're dealing with some psycho, honestly, just like go to the cops, because we don't have time for this shit. We do not have time to engage or retaliate in any way. We're living our best life and we don't have time to fuck around. So just go to the cops. Like, this guy is stupid. I know what car he drives and I know where he lives, because he literally fucking took me to his house after the date, because he lived across the street from the place we went to. So it was fucking weird. Whatever, all love, spread love. I wish nothing bad on anyone, and I just wish that everyone lives their best lives and is themselves. And if you're a shitty person, then work on self-improvement for yourself, you know? Do everything for yourself because you want to be happy and you want to be healthy and you want to be good to yourself. That should be your motivation. Just like something super simple and cute. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And leave me comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know about your dating experiences. I would love to interact with you guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye.